Howdy, and welcome to the Lead to Grow Part 1, Module 1, and Lesson 2 on workplace culture, where you clarify your communication, leverage proven principles, and transform your business. We're talking about how to build an inspiring workplace culture. I have found that every leader can build an inspiring workplace culture where people thrive and profits soar by being intentional in four areas. First, people. Second, information flows. And third, policies and practices. And fourth, facilities inside and out. Let me illustrate by explaining the growth of a fruit tree. You know, the roots, before a farmer plants a fruit tree, he spends a great amount of time and effort by faith to prepare and cultivate the soil. The soil represents people, and the roots are defined by four important questions. Who are you? Your core values. Why do you exist? Your purpose. Where are you going? Your vision. What you want to accomplish every day? Your super objectives or your mission. The trunk is the farmer by faith spends years of watering and feeding the roots to the fruit tree, and a strong, sturdy tree trunk develops where all the nutrients flow through from the roots to the branches and the leaves. A healthy tree trunk improves our well being and guides us to treat people with care and respect, allowing our leadership and influence to grow. Our trunk is strengthened by applying specific life and leadership principles that touch not only our hearts, but the hearts of the people. Now let's look at the fruit here. You know, after 2 to 5 years, sometime longer, of watering, cultivating, and pruning, the farmer by faith grows a healthy tree, which in turn produces beautiful fruit. This beautiful, delicious fruit is a result of the farmer's labor, which can produce exponential results and lasting success. And now, what is the farmer going to do with this beautiful, delicious fruit? Is he going to stand there and look at this beautiful, delicious fruit? No, he's going to take this beautiful, delicious fruit and go to market that will result in exponential profits. And the fruit is what you would define as your life, or it could be your culture. So let me show you what your leadership roadmap would be. And what you're seeing here is a deeper look at about the fruit tree and how to build a culture where people thrive and profits soar. You know, also you'll learn how to work on the business while we work in the business. You know, I have found that 85% of leaders work 100% of their time in the business. And what I've learned is only 15% are working on the business, not just in the business. And of course, working in the business is very focused on the tactical plans and the measurable goals to drive for results. It is both on and in. not either or. Now, below you can find a downloadable document, this values-driven organizational hierarchy that you can have for yourself. Now, what shapes workplace culture? Well, let's look at some things. First thing is the culture starts at the top. You know, it's about what you communicate and how you communicate. You know, as a leader, you have great opportunities to intentionally influence the culture of your organizations. You know, one thing I've found is that people do what people see. And in my own business, that I found that our people behave as I did and sought out what I thought was important. You know, for better or for worse, I knew that I set the example and I never took that responsibility lightly. Take some time today and to look around, walk through your organization, observe your culture, listen to what your people are saying. Ask yourselves the following questions in order to clarify your understanding of your own culture. You know, going on from what, you know, about what you communicate and how you communicate, but also by listening and watching your people, what do they say and how do they say it? What do you do and how do you do it? Whom do I employ? What does our workplace look like? Well, I have found there's, as I mentioned earlier, the four areas that shape workplace culture. And the first one is people, people, people. You know, you have to ask yourself, you know, what is your hiring processes? How do you onboard your new hires? How do you treat your people? Where do you look for new team members? How do you evaluate those candidates? What kind of training and orientation do they receive? Are they treated like assets or just the cost of doing business? The second thing is information flow. What kind of information is distributed in your company? Is it easy for your people to stay up to date about important information? Do you highlight employee achievements or birthdays? That's talking about like how about information regularly regarding your people? And where does the information flow in your organization? Can information flow vertically as well as horizontally? And the last thing here is what methods and media do you use to communicate with your team? Do you use email or an internal web portal to keep people up to date? And what about face-to-face communication? Well, let's look at the third one, and that has to do about policies and practices. You know, what policies regarding do you have that regarding pay scales, benefits, and opportunities to advance? What about the rules related to discipline and dress code, policies and practices that govern how you do business and how you interact with suppliers and how you serve even your customers? And the fourth has to do about facilities inside and out. Things that your company displays or exhibits, personal touches that people bring to the workplace, the layout and the organization of the workspace and the common areas. And here, man, here's a good one here. Cleanliness and orderliness of the inside and outside. How sound and noise are controlled and the general upkeep of the premises. So what are the benefits of a great, inspiring workplace culture? Well, let's look at here. There's four benefits of an inspiring organizational culture. The first one is that you attract high performing people and you keep them. Top performers gravitate to organizations where they can contribute and feel appreciated. The second is you create a united team. People are drawn together in pursuit of common goals and outcomes. The third is it increases employees' sense of well-being. In other words, employees feel happier when they have similar core values and share a common sense of purpose with their coworkers. And the fourth one is you'll see boost in financial performance. There is definitely a correlation between financial results and a strong, inspiring organizational culture. So here's four questions to be intentional about your culture today. Do you consistently attract best in class talent? Here's a second one. What is your turnover rate? How does it compare with the best organizations in your industry? Third, do your people enjoy their jobs and workplace? How do you even know? And the fourth is your company in the top tier of performance, efficiency, and profits in your market segment. So we've been talking about here is every leader can build on an inspiring workplace culture where people thrive and profits soar by being intentional in four areas: people, people, people. Second is information flows. Third, policies and practices. And fourth, facilities inside and out. And I want to encourage you to think of one or two action items from this lesson 2 that you are wanting to implement in your organization today. So we've been talking about the Lead to Grow online training course, part 1, module 1, lesson 2 on workplace culture. And this is where you'll clarify your communication, leverage proven principles, and transform your organization.